Everyone remembers the Raimi trilogy, which is one of the greatest things ever created. Of course, I'm talking about this man right here, Tobey Maguire. These movies were awesome. And they also resulted in some great, or they resulted in video games, I should say, not great. One of them being Spider-Man 3, which was released in the awesome year of 2007. The way I remember the game at this time, because I'm a super old person, so I remember this time, was that it was a hyped Spider-Man experience, with a big open world, improved swinging, and the iconic black suit. But when you actually look back on it, this game is kind of weird. The ideas were ambitious, but it also fell flat in many aspects, like this one right here.
I'm going to die!
Making it rather forgettable. But instead of completely forgetting about this horrible, I mean awesome experience, let's look back at this game. On the surface, the main story tries to follow the same as the movie. Harry Osborn stepping in as the new Green Goblin. Flint Marko becoming Sandman. Peter getting the nasty black suit on his face, and eventually infecting Eddie Brock and seeing him become Venom. But of course the game doesn't stop there with these villains. It also branches out to other villains, one of them being a Lizard. Yeah, the game really decided to include Dr. Connors and the Lizard storyline, which I'm completely fine with because it's a video game. And it was quite close to the comics and the TV show. We see Spider. What? Why did I say Spider? We see Spider-Man track Dr. Connors down to the sewers. And there we get this awesome boss fight. I always found the Lizard to be a scary villain, especially when Spidey is crawling through the sewers. And you can just feel the horrible smell in your nose right here. Then you've got a Kingpin and his crime empire sort of running parallel to the movie. Or to the movie villains, I should say. Bringing in mafia missions and street wars that... if I'm gonna be honest, have nothing to do with Venom or Sandman. But it sort of drags the campaign out, of course making the game longer. And the different gangs are called, oh my god, Arsenic Candies and Dragon Tail, I believe. Nice names. Also, Spider-Man just, it looks like he just ends up killing Kingpin. Or he believes that he killed Kingpin. I don't know, man. What we do know is that he threw Kingpin out of this thing right here. Although we have many different things going on right here. Many different side characters and smaller villains. The story doesn't feel that focused. You'll go from swinging to chasing down gangs in alleys and fighting Kingpin to fighting giant sand tornadoes, of course, talking about Sandman. Then suddenly you're back to Peter dealing with his personal issues with Mary Jane, where he's just aggressively screaming at her and just being really pissed off. Pissed off like someone pissed in his shoes of the suit. It's messy, man, but there's a certain charm to it, to how much content they sort of crammed in. Crammed in, is that a term?
Crammed.
Is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, if you're a fan of the comics, it was exciting to see all of these guys just pop up in one game. On paper, the gameplay sounds like a step forward. You've got an open world Manhattan. We have web swinging that sort of feels fluid. Keep in mind that this is 2007, so it's pretty good, man. The webs are sort of sticking to buildings and not to the sky. Some games have them stick to the sky, which is extremely disgusting in my opinion. Anyway, we also have the black suit, which just makes you stronger and faster. But objectively speaking, the combat is very button mashy. Enemies just swarm you and your combos don't have a ton of weight. The black suit was supposed to feel powerful, but it just made your punches hit harder without much depth to it all. Because I'm horrible at games, this works fine for me. Button smashing. But if you're a good gaming player, if that sentence makes sense, then you'd like a bit more depth and fluidness and flair, of course. Look, man, here's where things get interesting. The boss fights, man. The boss fights are a cool mix of epic characters, great sequences and cutscenes, and of course, great fighting mechanics. Fighting Sandman is one of the most memorable moments. He's massive, something that I never hear, towering over the city. And you're just dodging giant sand fists while trying to battle him. But when you have fights like Venom right here, which should be epic, epic, but kind of devolves into awkward jumping around, where the camera and controls are fighting you more than what Venom is actually doing. Then you have a problem. The lizard boss fight and the whole fight sequence in the sewer is surprisingly interesting. A bit dark, horror-like, but I absolutely love it. Like I said, it really captured what a lizard versus Spider-Man boss fight should be. In the sewers, fighting next to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, smelling like shit afterwards, like a sweaty gamer. The Kingpin boss fight was interesting. I mean, it ends with Spider-Man just killing him off, sort of, I think, or I think he did. And it spirals into him getting rid of the suit, and us getting this moment right here. Speaking of moment, we have weird moments. Of course, we have to talk about this thing right here. Like, what? This was the most ridiculous and useless backflip of all time. What the fuck did you do a backflip for? You didn't dodge anything. I should just backflip my fist into your cardboard face, man. And speaking of cutscenes, they're really disgusting.
Came over me.
Neither do I. But until you work it out.
Yes, I know that this is 2007, but still, man, they look like dead puppets. Of course, every puppet is dead, unless it's haunted. So maybe Peter is haunted. I don't know, they still look dead inside. Also, we have this weird moment right here, where Eddie Brock is sort of sitting next to Sandman on the bench right here. Sort of poking him, scaring him.
Let's watch your temper here. Penny!
Also, this moment right here, when Spider-Man jumps into the fire with his face. I would literally rage all the time if I play this. I can imagine that the buttons are disgusting, so you have to time it perfectly, or things like this will happen. A hostage will just blow up and be burned to a crisp.
I'm going to die!
So, why is this game sort of forgotten? Honestly, because it's not the greatest game ever. Simple as that. And it was on previous consoles. Consoles that no one plays today. It was ambitious, but quite buggy. With strange combat, outdated graphics, and a story that couldn't decide if it was a movie adaptation or a Spider-Man multiverse crossover. At the end of the day, the Spider-Man 3 game is a fascinating game. It gave us an open world in New York, a playable black suit Spider-Man, and some really interesting and scary boss fights. But it also showed the dark sides of a movie game, where you're just trying to fill things out, and you get 100 different gang fights, killing Kingpin and jumping into fire. Anyway, if you enjoyed the movie and the game, then you can sort of, I don't know, be happy inside or something. Take care.